All right, Shalom Akim, Zahab Spirit Wind, Judah of the GMS Mississippi Camp, giving our honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakakudash. Also giving double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, rule well, and peace and blessings to the house of David, the elect. All right, and hey, I want to go into a lesson basically entitled, the thorn keeps you in the truth. But before I go into this lesson, I want to give, I guess you could call it a testimony, man. This is real small. I got a phone that I use, right? I have a phone that I use, but for some reason, it won't let me upload any videos, or of course I can't go live on this phone, to my knowledge at that time. But, it wouldn't let me upload any videos. It wouldn't let me do anything. And I deleted almost everything out of that phone. And Satan was really messing with that phone. And I had another phone that I didn't use. I forgot about it. I really wanted to sell it not too long ago. But long story short, the phone that I did use, they had all those problems. The spirit was on me to where I left it in the Uber car. I left it in someone's car. All right. So I had to sort of figure out what to do, because in this day and age, you don't have your phone. That's like losing your wallet. So I left it in someone's car, and that's when I realized I got this old phone, and it just so happened that somebody had called me the other day because their phone cut off, and I was like, man, I'm calling you through the internet. So they kind of put that spirit on me. The next day, they'd be like, man, I could use this phone for the internet, man. And that's when I realized, look, I could do these videos in this phone. So the Most High kind of forced me to lose my first phone temporarily, to realize that I could still use this phone. I know it's simple and it's lightweight, but at the same time it's serious, because you got to do the works, man. All right. But without further ado, 2 Corinthians 12:6. For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth, but now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. All right. So the Apostle Paul said he forbear because he doesn't want men to think of him above that which he really is. At least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations. There was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan, to buffet me, as I should be exalted above measure. So the Most High used Satan to buffet Paul with a thorn in the flesh. And the elect has that same lot. We all have to have a thorn in our flesh, man. But that thorn in our flesh is ultimately by the Most High to keep our minds and our spirits from absorbing all this information and being inflated and puffed up. The Most High is like a governor in these camps. He's like a body. And what Yahweh Shah does, he doesn't let a brother get too exalted above another brother. So you might have this time and this space where you just getting the word and you receiving revelations, you getting these breakdowns, but then you will go through something that's gonna hinder you and impede you from getting the word, or it's gonna cloud your mind, or you gonna get knocked down a few pegs, and you gonna feel it's gonna be humbling. All right, but you have to look at it. You have to look at the big picture. You're having these ups and downs to keep you in the faith, man, because there have been brothers that just absorbed the word in their novice state, man. They came into the truth and they had this great capacity, this aptitude for knowledge, and they had nothing really to hinder them for getting the knowledge. And they were novice, they were neophytes, but they were puffed up. They got proud. So what the thorn in the flesh does, which I just continue to read it, it says, for this thing besought for verse 8. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me. But the point is, the thorn, your body, your vessel, is like a balloon, like a hot air balloon, man. Knowledge is like that air, that helium that fills the hot air balloon, right? And it'll cause the air balloon to ascend into the heavens, all right? But that thorn in the flesh is like a little opening for the helium to descend, and that's what that thorn does. It takes some of that helium out of you and brings you back down to earth, man. All right, because you've had, and this is from the testimony of the apostles, but you've had men back at One West who were they were hard on the students, and the students, sometimes they struggle with the test. Sometimes they didn't do well, when it came to testing and learning breakdowns and reciting certain scriptures. But those students became elders now. And when I mean elders, I mean the elders in the New York camp. All right, because it was more so about the faith. All right, so for brothers that, you excel in the Hebrew and you know all these breakdowns, every brother's not going to get it like that. So you can't be a tyrant on those brothers. Now, if that brother is lacking, you got to get on that brother. If that brother's BS and you see it through the spirit, you got to get on that brother. But it's only to make him get on his grind, man, in the spirit. All right? But we battle things, and though it's painful for our spirit, we battle things to keep us in the truth, man. You have demons that's making you slip, and demons but those, demons that's making you slip and lapse in certain weaknesses, and you feel all dirty and icky, or you might have overdone something or underdid something, or you might have got distracted, and you're supposed to fight. And you're supposed to fight to not fall for those distractions, to not fall for those little addictions and stuff like that makes your spirit feel all out of whack. But those are there, all right, to keep you humble and keep you grounded, because if they were not there, you will absorb so much information in this truth, and it will inflate you, and it'll make you proud, man. All right, and that's when you are a bad brother, when you're not building other brothers up, but you hold them to these same expectations that you have about yourself. All right, every brother can't leap that high. You see, all right. And from there, I want to get 1 Corinthians chapter 8. I think that's 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1. 1 Corinthians 8, verse 1. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth, man. Knowledge puffeth up, you see? Meaning it inflates you, okay? All right, so we don't want to fall victim to that, so the Most High gives us a perfect balance. And from now I'm going to get Proverbs. Proverbs 25. Proverbs chapter 25, verse the 16. Okay. Proverbs chapter 25, verse 16. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomited. So what's that honey? It's the wisdom, man. It's this word, man. All right? The prophecies, the breakdowns, the history are just the wisdom of Yahweh Shema Shai. But the scriptures is telling you to eat in temperance, man. All right? Because that honey represents wisdom. Okay? From now I'm going to get Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. It says, Ecclesiastes 12 and 12, and further by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. Much study is a weariness of the flesh, brothers. All right, so, hey, there you go, man. It's pretty much self-explanatory. We can't just overdo things or attempt to absorb all the information in 1 week or 1 day or 1 hour. It doesn't work like that, man. All right, the balance of wisdom is temperance, man. The balance of Yahweh Shema Shai is temperance, which means balance. And the Most High is all about balance, and He's all about order, man. All right, 1 Corinthians 9, I think it's 27. I think I'll close it out with this. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse, I started 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. All right. So hey, he's temperate in all things. And what is that temperance? Is balance, man. That temperance is balance. Because you just have to have your regimen. You have to create you a system of studying. And we're all gonna deviate from this system from time to time. But that's why it says, a wise man knows when he slip it. But you gotta have that regimen where you study 15 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day. You have to have that regimen where you watch a video a day, or a little every day is better than a lot every now and then, man. All right, there's a lot of power in temperance. There's a lot of power in working out 30 minutes a day as opposed to an hour and a half every now and then. All right, there's power in doing a small amount of something every day. All right. And there's power in taking breaks, man. There's power in having a medium and an outlet so your spirit could process, man. You digest food, you process food mostly when you're asleep. You see? Mostly when you're not eating is what I'm saying. Same thing with wisdom. You really process what you're reading when you're not reading. So, because information is like food, it's like honey, and it has to process in the stomach of your mind. Your mind is like a stomach that processes food, man. All right, but with that, hope you brothers were edified. To the next lesson, Shalom.